The Chamberlain family was a successful dynasty of obstetricians in the 17th century. Why did they use blindfolds, bells, and bellows while delivering babies? I'll repeat it again. The Chamberlain family was a successful dynasty of obstetricians in the 17th century. Why did they use blindfolds, bells, and bellows while delivering babies?
You're asking this on an episode of Lateral where you have 4 people who read as default man. Good luck, everybody. We'll get through this.
I'm an alternative man, Tom.
Yeah.
I'm weird as hell.
Immediate thought is like, okay, there's a dynasty of OBGYNs, right? And so if they're delivering babies, maybe because it's old-timey times, they needed to like wear a blindfold so that people felt comfortable being examined or whatever. That's my starting place. Is that anything?
How would you examine them if you have a blindfold on? Just
well, I don't know. You would be able to.
They did a lot of weird stuff back then.
Yeah.
Blindfolds, bells, and bellows reminds me of like a Victorian seance. So the mediums who were claiming to communicate with the dead would put on blindfolds and they would mysteriously make bells ring. And I guess you could use bellows to create like drafts of air or some sort of effect. I don't know how that goes back to obstetricians in, what year was this?
17th century.
I don't know how that goes back to 17th century obstetricians, but it's the recipe for a Victorian seance.
This would be a lot easier if Sam just told us what it was.
Yeah.
That's true.
Tonight on Straightforward.
Okay, it's like, I feel like back then they were also doing all kinds of like...
Literal was right there.
Literal would have been good.
That would
Hey, Tom, you got to it pretty quick. You should feel good. You got there pretty fast.
Okay, I feel like back then they were doing lots of like... People were like, would like go... Maybe I've got my times wrong, but people would go like see like surgeries for fun. It was like... There was like a lot of like anatomic entertainment. Is this like a circus? It's like Cirque du Soleil, but they're having babies.
But this is pre-anesthetic as well. I'm pretty sure 17th century is pre-anesthetic. So.
Oh yeah, well could that be it? It's like you blindfold the patient and then you play bells and you like blow air on them just to distract them while you got to do whatever you're doing.
Nope.
It's the 17th century equivalent of jangling keys in front of the new... No.
Yeah. I mean, that might have worked.
Yeah.
I don't know. But this is, in fact, not for the benefit of the patient at all.
Okay. Does it have anything to do with like trying to announce something? Because like bells would be used, like, is it to like try to alert, whoever needs to know that like a baby has been born, is like they would ring bells so then the husband knows to come and meet the baby.
Because I was thinking little handbell. We don't know the size of this bell. Could be a big old church bell.
No, it's not for the sake of informing. And in fact, in some ways, I think it's kind of for the opposite.
For keeping it a secret.
Oh, okay. Is it to make a lot of noise so that people aren't hearing like the pain and difficulty of childbirth?
Yeah, you're getting closer, but again, it's not for the patient's benefit. It's really actually specifically for the Chamberlain family's benefit.
Maybe like people lived in this house and they were always delivering babies and they were like, I don't want to see babies getting delivered. So if I walk through that room, I'm going to wear a blindfold.
No.
Is it somehow, are these things being used to distract people in some way?
Kind of, but yes.
So they are a distraction, or are they meant to drown out the noise of childbirth in some way?
Most of that is correct, what you just said.
Kind of.
Is it because like it was a secret practice, like they weren't supposed to be doing this and they had to like disguise the operation?
Hold on, but that's a really good idea, because I'm sure there were like guilds of I'm just going to say medical people, because I don't know the right terms, who treated it as a very tight-knit community that shared skills and inducted new members, rather than today's science, like teach anyone who wants to. It would be, this is to protect our craft and our revenue and our skills. We need, like you said, to stop the secret getting out of what we do.
what I would like to say, Ben, sort of in response to your question, it's not a secret practice, but they did have a secret practice. At this time, they were basically innovators. They were doing, they were baby birthing innovators or whatever.
That does fit the tune of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
And that's something.
Do you do that math in your head every time anyone says anything, Tom? If it has...
It's a curse. It's an absolute curse.
What, 8 syllables?
There are multiple patterns in my head that my brain just pattern matches.
Okay. They what was their innovation? In the world of childbirth, right? We are discussing childbirth,
yes.
right? That's what that's what's occurring.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did they invent that aided in childbirth?
So I think you guys basically have it. You have all the pieces. Just putting it together. Like, what is the purpose of the bells, blindfolds, bellows, etc.?
Presumably, they are distract. I guess before we were saying it was to distract people just who didn't want to experience the noise. But I think what we're landing on is it's so that people don't discover whatever the innovation is in childbirth that they have developed,
yes.
Right? It's like to keep it secret.
I think that's it.
They blindfold anyone in the room. They blindfold the mother, presumably.
Yep.
Then the bells and the bellows are just additional stuff they bring in and make noise with and do stuff with to obfuscate. That's the word. It's not to distract, it's to obfuscate. It's so you can't tell what the thing is.
Exactly. Yep.
So what was the thing?
Metal forceps, which I guess are just like baby tongs, I guess.
Sure.
How are bells going to prevent you from realizing that the force?
Because it's metal. They don't want to. They want to hear like the metal clanking. So you do like other, But they just like they just made a bunch of sounds and like like blew air around and blindfold. Do you think the baby got a blindfold when it came out?
I hope so. It would have looked so cute.
Yeah, so with all that distraction and everything, apparently the forceps came in this like large ornate box, and it was presented as like a secret device, and they managed to keep the secret for 100 years.
Wow. No one else came up with metal forceps for a century?
Guess not.
I could come up with that right now.
Come up with it, Ben. Do it.
I just did.
Damn.
In my head.
That's awesome,
so cool.
dude. Congrats.
The Lateral book is out now. Just click on the link to get your copy.